we're doing the first ever moon landing today.
Yeah. I am always big on conspiracies anyway. I don't know what your take on it is and what you
I do love a conspiracy, but I feel like I'm not like a hardcore. This is what I'm going to learn. Like every other week, a new conspiracy. Because I feel like I've not dived into any yet.
Which I think's mental. I have so many, and I told you one the other day, and you were just a bit like, yeah.
Maybe that needs to be the week after.
But the one I said.
I don't remember what you said now.
When we was outside Marks and Sparks, and I said about celebrities drinking the blood of children to stay young.
Oh, yeah.
So this is how mad I can get into it. And I looked heavily into that as well.
Really? Is there a lot of evidence for that then?
Yeah, ish.
Maybe we should look into that one then.
I can't remember his name. See, we're going off on one. But
Right.
there was a guy that was trying to out the celebrities and he ended up getting killed. Suicide after he was saying that he was going to... Which happens a lot. Did you hear about Avicii?
No.
He brought out a song saying like similar things and then he died of suicide.
I didn't know he was dead.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
He
was he young?
He was young. I think he was like late 20s maybe.
Oh,
or early 30s. I can't remember.
Oh, bless.
But like whoever like gives hints or is trying to out them, they always end up
dead.
Like committing suicide.
Oh, that's right. Oh no. We need to look into that one. I've not heard anything about it.
So that would be a good one. We can do that in a couple of weeks.
Princess Diana always.
See, I obviously know about that, but like it's not something I've
delved into.
Never.
I think if we did, you would love it.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was now. Was it like a jealousy thing or was it... I can't even...
There's so much.
Yeah.
It's such a big one that everyone talks about because everyone
Was it because she was going to become queen and then someone killed her?
No.
I don't really understand.
Charles, who's king... That is his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's king now, was obviously in a relationship with Diana. That's the two boys. Harry... Oh my
and
God,
William.
William, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a patriotic person.
Neither am I.
So I don't know. But
she was like, everyone loved her. But, so Charles obviously got with Camilla. And then... Oh, it's hard to go... We won't go into it now.
No, there's no point. But, yeah.
But she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
She's dead. And
Rest
a
in
lot of
peace.
people obviously say that it was planned.
Yeah.
But she died in a car crash in France, I believe.
That rings a bell, yeah.
But yeah, we're not talking about that today anyway.
But maybe if you're interested, leave a comment to which one you want to hear
which
about.
one's more interesting. I want to know if people have heard your one, because I've never heard that.
Well, my partner's all big into conspiracy, so he's on my wavelength, which is why...
Did he tell you that one? Or
no.
You've known that one for years?
So you know when COVID happened, and we was like stuck indoors all the time, so I was literally going to work, coming home.
Yeah.
I like didn't know what to do with all my spare time, so I was just like looking into loads of conspiracies, and I got a bit like... I don't know, I started to get a bit hard done by it all, and I was going a bit like, this world shit, like I can't believe this is happening, why is no one doing it? There's so... I want to go into so much detail, but we're not even talking about it.
Just go for it quickly.
I'll quickly go into it, but there's a website called Wayfair, and it sells furniture.
Right.
Have you heard of Wayfair?
Yeah.
So, on it, there were loads and loads and loads of wardrobes, and they were the exact same wardrobe, but they all had different names and different prices. And one of the names would be like African-y sort of name.
Yeah.
And it would actually turn out, when people did their research, the names of these wardrobes were names of missing kids in other countries. And that was the way of selling them online.
Oh my God, we need to go into that one. I feel like I need to write that one down.
Yeah, do. It's crazy. I was literally got in my head, like, all through COVID, like, what is going on? Why is no one doing anything? But obviously, nothing can happen because...
I live a very sheltered life. I don't know about any of these.
But, like, nothing's ever going to happen because, like, the 7 top dogs of the world are never going to, like, they're never going to let anything, like, it's always going to happen. It's always going to be going on.
Is Wayfair still a thing?
Yeah.
Shit.
But what can be done?
So do you get the wardrobe?
Did I get a wardrobe?
No.
No, I'm not paying for a little kid. I don't know.
Like,
it was just really weird because it was, like, literally just a plain white wardrobe.
Yeah.
And they all had different names.
But are you getting a wardrobe or are you getting a child? Has nobody brought these wardrobes?
I
need to go into this.
Yeah, it was a weird time.
Because I'd be shook if I ordered a wardrobe and a child was at my door.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like go on the website and see that myself. I was just watching videos on it. So maybe it's like a special link that you have to go through on Wayfair.
A bit like a black market.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just obviously was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's crazy.
But yeah, we can definitely
delve into these.
I'd have a lot to say. Yeah.
Oh my god, these are so interesting. I love listening to people talk about conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it's crazy. But moon landing.
Yeah, we're talking about the moon landing, first ever moon landing, whether it was fake or not.
Yeah,
that's the whole vibe.
Yeah, I've always thought it was fake.
Yeah, me too.
But
because I don't know. I just find it crazy that you can go in a rocket and go into space. I still don't get over that. In my head, I'm like, people don't
What do you think about like satellites that are orbiting like space? Then do you not think they're real?
I don't know. I really like. This is probably going to be very controversial, but I can't see that people actually go to space.
Yeah.
And like that people can be up there for years and years and years, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
It is wild.
No, what are you doing up there? Because it's not like you can just walk around. Like
no.
It scares me a little
this is
bit.
why I said like, I don't really know like the scientifics behind
space. Yeah, no, neither.
But obviously I do think like.
So if you do, let us know because I'm interested.
Yeah, but I just as I was saying, like it doesn't make sense how we haven't ever gone back. Like how.
I know. That's crazy.
That's why I think it's fake.
Like, surely we should be up in the hundreds now of people that have walked on the moon. Like, in my head, I'm like, why is that not something you can get on?
I feel like from
Virgin Experiences or
obviously, that's what I'm saying. Like, how from 1969 till now, how is there not like a theme park on the moon?
Yeah, this is what.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how is there not a moon experience?
Because we're in such. Again, I don't really know about technology, but things have got better and better and better. So why have we now stopped going to the moon? That's very suspicious to me. Unless we've never been.
Exactly.
Which
But when I was, because that is one of my points of why I think it's fake. But when looking online to see what other people were saying about why we haven't been since, loads of people were stating that it's financial costs, which I don't understand either. Because apparently it was like, it's financially crippling, like, to keep going to the moon.
But we have more money now.
That's what I thought.
Going around, surely we have more money now going around NASA than we did in 1969 or whatever it was.
Exactly.
And in 3 years, how many people did they send?
24.
And you can't even send one person up there now. But you can still send people up there.
Yeah.
This is what I don't get. Like, the whole Katy Perry thing. Why are you sending 5 people into space but you can't afford for somebody else to go on the moon?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, why would you just like, we're not going to bother going there? That's old news. Only
jump
2
in
people.
a rocket and go up there.
24 people went. Or did it say 24 people have been on the moon, or just 24 in total orbited and...
No, 24 people have walked on the moon. That's what it said on Google anyway.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't buy that. Because in my head, I'm like, it should be in the hundreds and 200s.
Yeah.
Or more and more.
So, I mean, I thought there'd at least be a Premier Inn on there at one point.
Yeah.
Parking. Yeah. I don't know. I thought, to be fair, like, I guess not... I'm trying to think now, like, what's really happened from when we was a kid till now, technology-wise, because...
It's advanced.
Yeah, but has it advanced as much, like, how much we think it has for that sense to have happened for space as well? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, yes, phones have advanced from, like, little green screens to touch screens.
Yeah.
But, like... how much has actually advanced, like, for... I know what I'm trying to say, but it's just not coming out.
But what I don't understand... I get what you're trying to say, but if you can still send rockets up into space, why can't they go on the moon?
Yeah, I know.
Because you're already up there.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. This is the whole Katy Perry thing. If you can send 5 people up into space...
Why her out of everyone, though?
I don't know. No, to be fair, there is other people, obviously, that went up there that are famous, but Katy Perry's like the main one.
Yeah.
And that might be controversial, I don't know, because I don't know the other people that have gone up there.
No.
But...
I haven't actually looked into it when you told me.
Well, they literally went up there for 11 minutes. So surely that is an expense that didn't need to happen.
Yeah. Like, think of all the gases that were getting produced and, like, polluting the air just for them to go around for 11 minutes.
I believe it was only like 10 minutes and 30 as well. Like, it wasn't even full.
So it's not even 11 minutes.
No. But
10 minute 30 counts.
Literally went up there, spent a couple of minutes up there, then came straight back down.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't like the dots and not dotting.
They're not correlating.
But anyway,
yeah.
We've got notes because this ain't storing in my brain without having it written down.
Yeah.
So, going back to when, you know, they were going up there. They went up there, shall we say? Went up there.
Yeah.
On July 20th, 1969. Which is so long ago now.
Yeah.
No offence, like.
Yeah, my dad would have been like, I don't know, he was born 1955, so he probably would have...
Watched it.
Yeah.
He would have been one of the 600 million people that sat there and watched it.
Yeah, because he would have been at least...
What does he think?
I haven't asked him.
I should have asked mine now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went up there July 20th, 1969. It was obviously launched by NASA and it left Florida. The rocket was called Saturn V, I believe. Maybe is that a Roman numeral V?
Yeah, that's 5, isn't it?
Before that, it was the same rocket was tested on Apollo 8 and 10, which only orbited the moon, but they never went on the moon.
But what happened to Apollo 9?
I don't know.
I feel like if someone knows about it, I think it's sus.
What, Apollo?
Why is it
9?
8, 10 and then 11? Like, what happened to Apollo 9? Was that like a bad mission? Did people die?
Oh,
that's what I do want to know about that. That's weird. Why would you go in like a numerical? Is it numer?
1, 2, 3, 4. That
like
order.
numerically.
I think that's right.
I think I'm right. But yeah, why would you do 8, 10, 11? That makes no sense.
No.
Or is there a secret code in that? That's
maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows what happened to number 9?
Yeah.
But obviously 3 astronauts went up there: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, is that his name, and Michael Collins. The rocket was composed of 2 main parts. So this is the bit where it gets a little bit technical. So the first part is called the command module, which stayed in orbit. Orbit? What did I say? Orbit,
I think. Orbit.
With Michael Collins in it. Which is crazy. Imagine leaving one little man in his little part of the rocket, just...
in a little space.
I would hate to be him.
One thing that my partner suggested that we talk about is about Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
And it was that he would not put his hand on the Bible to swear on God that he went. He refused.
Did anybody else?
I don't know. All he told me it was Buzz Aldrin
that wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't swear on the Bible.
Maybe he's religious and the other 2 aren't. Because the other 2, like, this is what I think in court sometimes. You know when you swear on the Bible to tell the truth?
Yeah.
If you're not religious,
it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah,
like,
true.
Swear on the Bible.
Yeah. So maybe... So if he was religious then he was like, I'm not going to swear to God about this.
But the other 2 were like, well, I ain't religious, I'll put my hand down and say that we went.
Yeah.
They must have got paid a lot of money to lie. Do you know what I think?
I think I saw as well, I haven't written this down, so it might not be 100% correct, but also Buzz Aldrin punched a conspiracy theorist for asking questions about the moon landing, which I think is a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like... Say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a situation, but if someone's coming up to you with bullshit, you're not just going to punch them in the face.
That's crazy.
Like, they're like, well, blah, 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 blah. You're just going to be like, well, here's the facts.
Here's the facts.
Yeah, like, but for him to be like, douche, and like punch him, it's a bit, like, just answer the questions. Like, yeah, like, which is what NASA have done, haven't they? They've said, oh, well, this is this, and they gave all their facts to the moon landing, so...
What I was going to say is, you know, when you see the rocket go up, obviously there's people that watch it go up.
Yeah.
Was there evidence of this rocket? Were people actually, like, around when this rocket went up?
Well, this is what I also saw, is that because when I was Googling into this, and I was like, tell me reasons why people think the moon landing was fake.
Yeah.
It wasn't giving me anything. It came from straight away was like, Apollo 11 happened and there is vigorous evidence showing photographic imagery and videos of this happening. And that's all it could say. And it's like, obviously it said about bringing back, I can't remember the term now, but basically like parts of the moon, like moon rock. They brought that back. But then like, who's going to know? Like, if you put a bit of moon rock in a museum and you're like, this is from the moon.
It could be from Whitstable Beach.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, I don't know. It was very strange when I was trying to look online because it was very anti-conspiracy.
Because surely you'd be able to smash that down if you were the one that was like, no, we literally stood around and watched this rocket go up. How can you lie about, like, seeing that go up? You can't.
I don't think, like, the rocket going up was a lie.
But where, really?
I feel like they could probably have enough fuel and power to get up.
Yeah.
I just don't think it went, like, landed on the moon.
Landed on the moon.
Because it's like a plane can go in the sky. I'm pretty sure they had planes back then. So anything can go into the sky.
That's true. It's crazy. Have you watched a rocket go up?
I think I have.
The fire at the bottom.
Yeah.
I hate that it just looks really, what's the word? Like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like a little narrow tube and you're like...
I know. Not a bit of me. I'll be screaming the whole time.
Surely the physics for that has to be crazy. That has to go up like this.
Yeah.
Another thing is when it comes down. Because obviously if it orbits around and does whatever it does, how do you know, like... Does it just go straight? Because I assume it does.
But the rocket, like, most of it breaks apart.
Yeah.
So it, like, disintegrates before it hits the Earth atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like you're in like a little...
In a little, like, tub.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I don't understand how that came back down without all that extra...
And for it to come down where you want it to come back down. Like... I just find that crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway. Like we were saying... The rocket's composed of two main parts. So the first part was the command module, like we said, that had Michael Collins in it. He pulled the short straw there, I'd say.
Why's that?
He didn't get to walk on the moon.
Oh, he just sat around?
He was literally sat in the other little bit of the rocket. And then obviously, I'm pretty sure, the lunar module, which is the Eagle, then detaches from the bit that he's in.
Oh.
And that bit lands on the moon.
So what was the point of him? I thought it all did it, like...
No, only Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. He was just floating around. I wouldn't go.
No.
I know I really pulled the short straw there.
Yeah.
Why am I the one just like...
So I guess it's only out of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin that would have sworn on the Bible.
Oh,
then.
yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So obviously, the first words that were said when Neil Armstrong went on the moon. Do you remember what they were?
Isn't it like one small step
for man, one giant leap for mankind, 21.5 kilograms of rocks, which is what you were saying.
Yeah. It's just rocks.
That's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, 23. Well, actually, yeah, it is a lot.
It's a lot of rocks.
It's like 10 stone, I think.
Like you're pretty much spending your 2.5 hours walking around picking up this rock.
Yeah. And also putting the flag in the moon as well.
Yeah.
But then I saw that apparently with certain, like, not telescopes, obviously it's a bit more advanced than telescopes, you can see the flag on the moon, but...
Is it still on the moon?
Apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
So is that little man from the John Lewis advert in the little house. Have you seen the John Lewis advert? Obviously, he's not up there.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it though.
Oh my god, it's the most heartwarming John Lewis advert.
I do like a John Lewis advert.
It's a Christmas one.
Yeah.
And basically, it's about this elderly man, and you know we love old people. He was the cutest man, and he lived inside of a crater in this teeny tiny house, and he was obviously the only one that lived on the moon. And this little girl got a rocket for Christmas. And she was looking for her little rocket and she could see the man. And she sent up her little... another little telescope. Did I say rocket?
Yeah.
I meant telescope.
Yeah.
She said... got rocket on the mind.
I'm just listening.
She then sent up a telescope for him so they could then look at each other and wave.
I think I do remember this one now. Yeah, it probably melted my little icy heart.
I watch it every Christmas pretty much. It's so cute. I, in my head, would rather believe that he's just chilling there up on the moon and he's the only one that's been up there.
Yeah,
he
deserves it.
Yeah. So, it was then obviously broadcasted live on TV. 1969, the quality ain't going to be that great.
No, but when we look into the sort of, even though the detail's not going to be great, there was still detail that weren't right.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, definitely. As in, like, I think if this was broadcasted live on TV now, we could call it a lie. Oh, I don't know.
But I think I saw online that they did try. They got editors to re-enhance the imagery, so it was like more sharp and
more fake.
More fake. It just highlighted the shadows that weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Over 600 million people sat there and watched it as well. Would you have watched it?
Yeah, definitely would have watched it.
Do you think they would have got a day off?
I don't know. Was it that big? I feel like it was just like it was just a USA thing, wasn't it? In a sense.
600 million people, obviously around the world, watched it.
Yeah, but it was more for the USA because they were the ones that were in the space race.
Right. Oh yeah, of course. Did we mention the space race?
No, we haven't yet.
This is where we go over to the conspiracy side of it and talk about just NASA.
Yeah.
So the claim is that NASA and the government faked the landing to win the space race, which was against who?
The Soviet Union.
Soviet.
Russia.
I feel like I still say that Soviet. Soviet Union.
Soviet. It's not
it
Soviet.
Sounds like Soviet.
That's what I mean. You're adding a bit.
Soviet.
You're adding too much twang.
Oh, Soviet.
Yeah.
Right. Union.
Less twang.
We don't know who was in this though, do we?
No.
But mainly Russia, did you say?
I think so. Yeah.
Don't take that for 100% then,
facts,
because we haven't actually googled that part. So, should we go on to the main arguments, or do you have anything you need to add to this?
Are we going to talk about why the set of it? Is that
you can start with that. We're going over to the main arguments that people believe that the moon landing's fake.
Yeah, so that would be entwined with that. So obviously the flag moving.
Yeah.
Like it's in wind.
That's just mental, isn't it?
So I think people either, the ones that think it's a conspiracy, believe it was done in a really top class Hollywood set.
Yeah.
Or they think it was filmed in Area 51.
Oh, okay.
Because if it was a Hollywood set, they obviously wouldn't put a wind machine in to do the flag. If they knew the science and that the moon wouldn't have that sort of weather going on.
Yeah.
So it could have been filmed in Area 51.
Yeah, so I had a little look at the moon waving part.
The moon waving?
Well, the moon waving.
The flag waving. The moon just... Hello.
The moon waves and it made the flag move. No, the flag waving part. And I've actually got what Nessa... I'm talking Gavin and Stacey now.
Relates love.
What's occurring?
What's occurring?
So...
About how... was it Neil that was stating that the reason why the flag was moving was because he was trying to wiggle it in the moon, basically.
See, I've got another thing.
Oh, okay.
So NASA have actually come out and said that the fluttering look was because the flag was twisted and crumpled in its transport. So basically, you know, like when you crease a t-shirt?
Yeah.
They're basically saying that the flag is what made it look like it was waving because it was all creased. That was what they were saying.
See, I'd rather like I'd believe more about it getting wiggled in than it being creased.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, that was NASA's argument basically.
Yeah.
For the people that were saying that the flag's waving, but moon doesn't have any wind. So how is that waving?
Yeah. No, I don't get that.
That's one of the things that I think is quite suspicious. That's the main point, I think, that people are like, why is that moving?
Yeah. And the lighting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Apart from the flag, there was also the lighting issues.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember what it was now. Where the sun would have been positioned, the shadows wouldn't have been the way they were laying. Like,
they were all over the gaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did see little pictures of that as well, of just the shadows being literally all over the place.
And you said about the stars earlier.
Yeah, just go back to the shadows quickly.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was more on that. Sorry, my bad.
No, I've now got NASA's argument against the shadows.
Oh,
that's another...
Yeah.
That was one of the second points, basically. NASA was basically saying that the shadows look distorted because of uneven sunlight. When you're in space, there's nothing covering the sun, is there?
No.
The sun is like the sun.
Well, I don't really understand what they're saying by uneven sunlight. Is that good, crispy?
Basically, like, something would be covering the sun. If you hear little Phoenix in the background, he's just eating his little crisps. He's listening about the moon.
Yeah, education.
Yeah, this is an educational podcast.
Yeah.
He's loving it.
So listen up, boy.
We don't believe that the moon landing was real. Yeah, me too. I agree. Anyway,
let's go.
So NASA basically obviously said that. Yeah, I've not seen your little dancing before.
Did you do a little wiggle? Woo! Yeah, because they go in their own.
Yeah, they literally like.
Yeah, because obviously when it's sunny here.
Yeah.
It's
moony.
Daytime in. No, nighttime in Australia. That's why there's a 24-hour difference, because they go.
Yeah, they circle around each other, don't they? So there's nothing in front of them in my head.
No.
So
but again, we might be wrong. So
yeah, maybe there's planets.
Mars, like they sent a little robot on Mars, didn't they?
Did they?
Did you know about that?
No.
It just went across the ground.
Why?
So that's how they found out there was
That's the planet that they think people could live on. If you could live on another planet other than Earth, it would be Mars.
Yeah, but I don't understand why, because there's no water.
No, I think Mars is the only planet that has water.
Oh, maybe that's where
I think.
That might, yeah.
Don't count me on that. I've not looked into
But it's hot
Mars.
though, isn't it?
I don't know.
You just burn up.
I don't actually know how close Mars is to Earth. Is Mars like
Is the next one along?
Yeah, I don't know if it would be that hot then. We're not hot. Some places are though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what NASA are basically saying, that there was an uneven sunlight making the shadows look all over the place.
No, I just don't know about that.
No, I don't know.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
It just looks like black background,
so fake.
dusty floor with a little rocket in the background.
Yeah.
So I really.
This isn't the whole no stars in the sky as well.
Yeah.
If you're in space, how is there no stars? Surely isn't that where they are?
Well, yeah.
They're in the sky.
Like, we can see the stars from here.
Yeah, so why can't... You'd assume you'd be able to properly see the stars up there.
But even if they're still missions away from the moon, they're even further away for us.
Yeah.
So they should still be in the atmosphere near the moon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is
And then NASA's
crazy.
argument for having no stars in the sky is that the camera exposure was set to capture bright lunar surface, not dim stars. You know the light around the moon? You know how bright it is around?
Yeah.
The camera was basically meant to capture that instead of the stars.
Oh.
That's their excuse anyway.
But it looked dusty.
Why can't it capture both?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
How
I mean, I guess
odd.
I don't know what the camera quality would have been like back then though.
I mean, they had... See, I should know this, being like, having all my...
Photography degree over
Yeah, because like, I'm pretty sure the first camera was as early, like it weren't a camera, but the first camera definitely was like 1900s, like early 1900s.
Yeah.
They'd have like a big box with photographic paper in it, and then they would open up a little hole in this box, and it would go onto the paper, and then you close it after like 10 seconds or something, and then it would... So it wasn't like a digital camera, but they still had it still made good quality pictures.
You would at least get 1 star.
You would have.
It's literally just black.
If it was exposure, then it's the light, you know. So they would have. I don't know.
At least captured a little bit of other light other than the.
Yeah.
Unless that's what they wanted when they were in the studio. Let's capture the light around there and then they forget about the stars.
You know what's mental though? Like if some proper hardcore. I don't know how to say this without coming off bad, but like a lot of Americans are like the moon landing happened. Like they're very like the USA did that.
Yeah, because they live in the USA. They back them.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people are like, so they don't want to even hear any of this.
No, the Brits will though.
Yeah.
We support the Brits.
I think I did see online that it was a good, I can't remember the percentages now, but it was more 23-year-olds to like the younger generation of Britain.
Yeah.
Most of us thought the moon landing was fake, but the more older generation, I know this is so hard. Should we put the microphone up to that?
A little bit of ASMR for these people.
It was the older generation that were like, the moon landing happened.
Yeah.
The ones that actually watched it. That generation. But us youngsters? Why did I say it like that? I haven't got a lisp. Us youngsters are the majority that do think the moon landing was fake.
I wonder why that is though, because they watched it.
Yeah. But so that's what I'm thinking, like, was the technology back in that time then? Like, did everyone go, yeah, that's facts, like, that's...
We've got one more main conspiracy point.
Yeah.
Which was that there was no blast crater under the lunar module, which is the Eagle.
This is a whole new one to me. I actually didn't know about this, but I've watched the video, but I didn't actually look at where the space rocket... What's it called?
The Eagle.
The Eagle.
The Eagle has landed.
I didn't actually look at that, and I didn't know that was like a thing. So
yeah. So there is literally no crater where this rocket.
But
has landed.
Would it have been heavy enough to do that, or was like the gravity on the moon different? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, would there be a reason?
I assumed that there would have been a crater because there is craters in the moon.
Yeah, but like they're natural craters, aren't they?
In my head, I would assume.
Yeah. Did NASA come back to anything with that?
Yes. So NASA basically says that the engine throttled down just before landing, which caused not enough force to create a crater. I feel like there would be enough force in a rocket to cause a crater.
Yeah.
Because they're heavy, aren't they?
Are they
not? Are they light?
That's what I mean. I would have presumed so.
In my head, I'm thinking they're heavy. But then if I'm actually thinking about it, surely they can't be too heavy because they've got a...
Yeah.
But then planes are heavy. Like, and they're full of loads of people and they can get up. I think they'd be heavy.
It's weird. It's really like, I don't know, because I'm such a big conspiracy theorist head, but when I was looking online and reading people saying that, you know, it was legit and it did happen, like all their reasonings, I was kind of like I was getting more convinced that maybe it did happen then, but then I'm just like, I still don't believe it. I don't know, like the facts that they have, like it does make sense.
Yeah.
But then there's like little things that I'm just like, well, it's not adding up.
No.
But I don't really know about this crater thing. Like,
do you think it was filmed in a studio?
I think it was filmed somewhere.
You don't think... Do you think that they have gone up? Neil Armstrong, what was the other name?
I think they went up.
Aldrin and Michael Collins.
They definitely went up, but not on the moon. I think it was just another orbit sort of situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know why though. Because as I say, why did them two other rockets orbit? The Apollo 8 and 10?
Yeah, exactly.
But why didn't they just land? We're going back on one, but like it's still mind-boggling.
They would have at least tried to land it.
Is there something that we like haven't researched into? Was there like a reason they decided not to? Like, was it like a fuel situation, or like someone on board didn't feel up for it, or?
I don't know. I feel like we need to have a quick Google and then come back to this. I'm gonna have a little Google now because I need to know. Because
I don't really it's still I'm extra confused.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Let's have a little look and then we'll come back to this.
Yes, and we need to find out about Apollo 9 and its disappearance in the order.
I can't find out why Apollo 8 didn't land on the moon. I'm not getting any info from it, which is suspicious.
Sus and
in
weird.
Itself. But I've got info on why Apollo 10 didn't land on the moon. So, Apollo 10's lunar module, Snoopy. I love that.
Aww, cute.
That's so much better than
the Eagle?
Saturn V.
Yeah.
Saturn 5, whatever it was. So, oh no, yeah, you're right. The lunar module, I got all of that wrong.
What bit?
No, you got that right. The lunar module, Snoopy, the first one was the Eagle, wasn't it?
The one that
That's
actually
not
landed.
What the rocket's called, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, so Apollo's 10 lunar module, Snoopy, descended toward the lunar surface, but as planned, didn't quite make it. Returned to orbit only 8.4 nautical miles above the surface of the moon.
Don't stress. It's left. A wasp just came in.
Okay.
And it left. You're good, I think.
So, technically, the equipment was not yet designed, manufactured or delivered. This is the one before the one that went on the moon.
Yeah.
And you're telling me the equipment wasn't yet designed or manufactured? That's just suspicious. The software was not yet written.
So what were they expecting? Like that makes no sense. So if you knew that, if they knew it weren't all there, then why bother? That was weird. Unless they just wanted to have a little go round. I don't know.
The objective of the mission was to only be a dress rehearsal for landing, not a lack of not a lot of training, not the fact that NASA intentionally underfueled. Oh.
What about Apollo 9, though? That's what I'm actually more... What?
Oh my god, interesting. So, NASA didn't put in enough fuel into Apollo 10 to deter the astronauts from making a landing attempt, a deliberate reason.
But why?
I don't know.
So did the astronauts have every belief that they were going to go to the moon then?
It looks like it.
Were they planning deaths? Because
They
what if
just
that...
Yeah, they just didn't put in enough fuel.
That could have gone really... That could have gone really bad.
Yeah, that's naughty. Oh, I've got the weight of the Snoopy. You know, we were just talking about how much the eagle would weigh to make the crater. So Snoopy weighed 89 kilograms, more than the eagle. Should we now have a little Google to see what happened to Apollo 9?
Yeah. But if they say there was no such thing as Apollo 9, then I want to know why they didn't... My OCD's flaring. Why did they not do 8, 9, 10, 11?
Suspicious, isn't it? To NASA's website. Here we go.
Yeah, but that's going to be bullshit.
Yeah, but we can go into the bullshit. Oh, I've got a little picture of them. Bless them. In their little get up.
Really interesting to know. We'll go on with that.
Apollo 9 launched on March 3rd, 1969. It was a crucial mission in NASA's Apollo program that tested the lunar module in the Earth orbit. The mission lasted 10 days and it had 3 different astronauts in there. It conducted various tests, including successful docking with the command module. I'm not sure what that means.
So it wasn't actually part of the moon, sort of?
No, it was just doing a few little tests up there, I believe. So maybe that's why they don't count it, because it didn't orbit the moon.
Yeah.
Apollo 9 then returned on March the 13th, splashing down in the Atlantic Ocean after completing 151 orbits. So it orbited Earth. It didn't orbit the moon.
But why put it in the same Apollo thing if it didn't have anything to do with the moon?
I don't know.
What does Apollo mean?
I don't know. Should I Google that?
Yeah. That must be moon related,
We're
right?
just girlies learning about the
Yeah,
moon.
this is all... It's all a
We're
learn on
learning
the...
together.
Yeah.
I think from what I was looking at, it has something to do with the gods.
Oh, okay.
So the guy that named it, who was the director of research, he chose the name Apollo after pursuing a book of mythology at home one evening. He said the image of Apollo riding his chariot across the sun was appropriate to the grand scale of the proposed... I mean, they're not going on the sun though, are they? They're going on the moon, so... That is... Yeah.
Again, I'm just a bit confused, but... Conspiracies are confusing. You don't know what's real.
You just got to take all the little info, don't you?
Yeah.
But I think we've gone through all of the different conspiracies that people think is why the moon landed.
There probably is definitely a lot more that we don't know about. I literally just couldn't find anything online.
No, that's weird.
Google shut it down. But this is what I was saying to you earlier. Like, when you Google things, it only wants to show you what the top dogs want to show you. Yeah. So every time I was trying to think, because obviously I had my points why I thought it was a conspiracy. But, yeah, I had my points why I thought it was a conspiracy, but I wanted to hit other people's, but it just wasn't, it was just nothing. It was like the moon landing happened. Da, da, da.
So we have a little game called Fact or Cap, which my sister has created for us. So we've got 5 different statements and we have to decide whether they're fact or cap.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. So we're both clueless, really, on this.
I have no idea.
And you didn't cheat, you didn't look at the answers.
I didn't cheat, we have got answers.
Very snazzy.
So, number 1, the lunar module had Wi-Fi for communication with Earth. I'm trying to think, is Wi-Fi a thing in 1969?
See, now my brain's going back. When was Google made? I don't know if it was that. I think Google's not as long ago as we think it was. So I think that's cap.
I was going to say cap just because I don't know if Wi-Fi was around.
I don't think it was. I still feel like it was like telephones on the walls with wires, and that was the only way of communicating.
How do you think they actually communicated?
Radio, like radio frequency, because radios and like that sort of stuff's been around since the war.
True.
So
yeah,
I've got a feeling it's radio.
Okay, number 2, Neil Armstrong had to manually land the lunar module. The computer malfunctioned. I don't know what that means.
What? See, now I'm watching my brain's going back. When was Google made? I think Google's not as long ago as we think it was. So I think that's cap.
That's a hard one.
I feel like it might be facts. But I mean, I don't think it happened at all, but for this scenario, I think
Just to make it look great.
Yeah, I think they're like, oh my god, it was like crazy, he had to do this to give it more character to the story. You know, I think
facts.
Even though I feel like it's BS, but yeah.
Right, number 3. The moon has its own time zone officially recognised by NASA. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think that's facts, because surely because we're all in different parts of the universe, and where we, like, as I was saying to you earlier, where the sun is, that's the different. Yeah.
I mean, even France has a different time zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Because then, whose time zone are they going off?
Yeah.
What is it? The wasp?
No, it's a magpie this time.
So we're going facts.
Yes.
Okay, number 4 is astronauts played golf on the moon. I swear that's facts.
That sounds like Cap though. No, he hates magpies. He's trying to act big and scary to get them away.
Oh, this is a little budgie, by the way. He's not acting big or scary.
So back to that question.
Yeah, astronauts played golf on the moon.
It's like Cap. Like if they had spent 2 hours getting rocks, or was it 2 hours, like 10 minutes getting rocks, and then the rest of it they played golf?
Or did they just play golf in the driving range in America and not even go?
Yeah.
So what are we going?
I think it's Cap, man.
Should we go Cap?
But then also you wouldn't think like, I can't remember what.
Oh my god, your bird's out.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't like birds. Bless him.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, I like that little noise.
Oh, the chair just went up my coccyx. That really hurt. No, definitely not that. Okay, so you wouldn't believe it, but I can't remember if it was World War One or World War Two. But at one point, I think it was the Germans and the English played football with each other. And then, 10 minutes later, they went back to war.
Yeah, that's the Cadbury's advert at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because then they share a little bit of chocolate.
So, if in war they can play football, would they have played golf on the moon? I don't know.
I think they could have.
Yeah.
I don't know. No. There's no gravity up there. How are you
Yeah.
get a ball?
Unless they took a fucking... I don't know.
Because they can't put a ball on the moon and then...
No.
That ain't... No.
Cap. Why did we even think that for a second?
I don't know. That's really embarrassing for us. If that comes back facts...
Mental.
Then that's just the whole... That's a lie.
Yeah.
Right, the last one is Apollo astronauts brought a Playboy magazine on the moon. Such little scums.
I was going to say, if that's facts, then...
Probably.
Have you not got a wife? Like, do you want that information leaked? Do they not care? Cap.
Do you think... I want to say facts.
Gross, but yeah.
Just 3 men, innit?
Yeah, true. Then that's even weirder. You're in such a confined
They're just
proximity.
sharing the magazine.
Oh.
Oh no, that's a bit rank.
I mean, it might be facts because men are rank most
Should
of
we
the
go
time.
facts?
Yeah.
Right. I hope everybody else played that with us. You need to now go back if you haven't done the answers to the questions, because I'm reading out the answers now. Right. Should we?
Well, I thought you was going to do questions, answers, questions,
no,
answers.
Underneath each other, and I would have seen the answer for the next one, and then we would have got them all right.
Yeah. Good on you.
The first question was: the lunar module had Wi-Fi for communication with Earth. We said Cap.
Yeah.
It's Cap. Look at us. We learned something today.
No, we're just built different. We're just smart.
No.
We just know these things.
Number 2, Neil Armstrong had to manually land the lunar module. The computer why can't I say that word? Malfunctioned. We said facts.
Yeah, it was.
It's a fact.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Big them
Facts.
up even more.
Yeah.
Facts. Moon has its own time zone, officially recognised by NASA. We said facts.
Yeah.
That's a cap.
What?
But then
Tell me how 10 minutes on a... No, it's not 10 minutes on a ferry. But how does 30 minutes on a ferry or whatever change the whole time?
But it has to have some sort of time zone.
Yeah.
Because everywhere does. So whose time zone are they going off? Who's got that permission to be like, they're having ours?
But how does that make sense though? Anyway.
I don't like that we got that wrong. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna say we
I'm
got that
anti.
right,
Yeah.
because it does. They just don't know. Astronauts played golf on the moon. I've already seen the answer to this.
Oh yeah.
Just now.
Yeah.
We said, Kat, that's true. That's bullshit.
No.
They can't have. How are they putting that ball down?
What ball? It must have been a metal 3-ton sort of thing. Well, I don't understand. It wouldn't have been a normal golf ball. I think it's what.
Unless they were doing it with like moon rocks.
Yeah. Attacked.
The last one is Apollo astronauts brought a Playboy magazine on the moon.
It's facts, innit?
It's facts.
Ew.
What little scum.
Little scumbags.
Right.
You went away from home that long. You could have done without
That's
needing
really
that.
embarrassing, actually.
That is embarrassing.
So we wanted to talk about the Katy Perry in space, but I feel like we kind of mentioned that at the start, didn't we?
Yeah.
So she's come back now after 11 minutes. That was yesterday that happened. Hats off to her.
I mean, yeah. Did she get the invite or did she pay for it?
It happened. This is another conspiracy because
Right.
I've been seeing a lot of clips of her on there, and people are like, "Nah, it
Really?
didn't happen." Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we can touch upon it another time if we've got another.
She took a Daisy up there though, because her daughter's called Daisy. Oh, that's kind of cute.
It's cute.
Right.
Wholesome.
So to finish, I think we should conclude whether we think it was a conspiracy or did it happen.
I'm just sticking with my guns. I think it was a conspiracy all the way round. Yeah.
Me too.
Thank you.
What about you, Phoenix?
What do you think?
Conspiracy?
What do you think?
I think it was a conspiracy anyway.
Yeah.
I think all the points are adding up to the fact that it didn't happen. And the fact that we still can't go up there now.
Yeah, I think we've got enough points. But if you are a heavy believer that we went to the moon,
yeah, give us your points.
Yeah, give us your
you'll
points.
convert us.
Maybe.
Probably not. But maybe.
I'm quite stubborn when I think something. But
yeah, we're already right, and we've got 5 out of 5 on the questions.
Yeah. We'll forget the golf.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that.
That's what I'm gonna have a look into that afterwards because
Yeah, I want to watch a video of that happen.
I want to get
if it was broadcasted,
yeah,
where's the video?
100%. Yeah, but even again, it wasn't on the moon. It was fucking in Area 51 desert.
He agrees.
Exactly.
So I think we should round that up there.
Yeah, we've done dusted.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Full
so
stop.
if you would like us to discuss anything else in future episodes, then
give us our next conspiracy. I think.
Yeah.
Next week. I don't think we've just.
We've
got
actually
a list, but we've not decided
pinpointed.
what.
Yeah.
But for the following week, we'll then do another conspiracy. I think we should get them to choose.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can see. I feel like that's a good idea. I really want to do Princess Diana though. That's
yeah,
definitely on the
I'd
list.
have to actually do some research into that and have a better look into it.
That'll take us ages to go through. I think there's so many things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think. But yeah, we're done. I think it's nice because I want to learn about all these conspiracies as well.
Yeah.
I want to be in the loop. I want to, you know.
I'm quite shocked that there's a lot of stuff that you don't know, and I find it weird that you're quite sheltered, but a lot of people are sheltered.
I know, but that's the point of these.
Yeah.
To learn about conspiracies. And,
yeah.
You know, we have free will. We should decide what we want to believe in.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's it.
To round it off, thank you for watching.
Yes.
And let us know if it was any good.
Follow our TikTok.
Yeah.
Deep into Lulu.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
We'll post the little short clips that.
He agrees. You need to follow us on TikTok.
Right, he's getting a bit out of hand. So.
Oh my god, he's wearing stars today.
Oh my god! You're going to the moon.
You can go up there and play golf. Yeah? No?
No, I
He
think
doesn't believe in it, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah. Bye guys.
Thank you for watching.